How's it going, everyone? It's a beautiful day in the garden, and honestly things haven't looked better. So we're gonna take a look around and give you a little tour, show you how everything's growing. So here we got our tomatoes. As you can see, they're all settled in nicely now, and they're starting to put on some nice growth and turning a beautiful dark green color. So I'm going to show you a few varieties that I'm really impressed with so far. The first one's going to be this green giant tomato. This tomato's been an absolute beast since I planted it, and I can already tell it's going to produce some pretty big tomatoes just based off how much bigger it is than some of the other plants. Same goes with the Sicilian saucer here. I think this is probably one of my bigger plants so far, and funny enough, this is supposed to be probably the biggest tomato I'm growing this year, as these ones could reach up to 3 pounds. So it's interesting to see how the plants also reflect the fruit size. This tomato here is the Italian heirloom, and this tomato's just been running since the day I planted it. It didn't really stutter at all, and because of that, it's definitely probably the plant that has the most foliage right now. This is the St. Teresa tomato. This is another tomato that is very big already, definitely probably bigger than the majority of the plants, and it's also a plant that's supposed to produce around 2-pound fruit. So it's interesting to see how well this plant is doing, and I'm really impressed with it so far. So here we got our peas. As you can see, they're flowering very nicely here and just starting to develop their pods. So I'm hopeful to harvest these within the next couple of weeks, and we can cut down these peas, and I'm going to plant some zucchini. I already planted one behind there a little early, just because the plant was getting a little too big, and I'd rather it just be in the ground and wait for these to get cut back before it could kind of get really going here. This arugula here is all going to seed, which I'm fine with. I'm going to collect seeds and probably cut these back and do another crop of arugula in the fall. The beets and the carrots are looking very good. Not sure when I'm going to be able to harvest these. Maybe still a month or two out, maybe a month, but for now they're looking very good, and I'm excited to see how these turn out. The garlics here look amazing. A few of them are starting to shoot out their scapes now, so stay tuned for that harvest maybe within the next week or so. The onions are really starting to bulb up now too, so I'm hopeful we'll have a good onion harvest this year. And in between, I've just been harvesting so much salad, a lot of lettuce that's continuing to do really well. I really enjoy this time of the year in the garden. It's a lot of salad harvests, and majority of the summer crop is already planted, and there's no more seed starting really unless you're doing some direct sowing outside. So it's kind of a nice relaxing time before the harvest really starts to ramp up. We're just going to continue to enjoy it here. Alrighty, so I'm here with one of my tomato plants. This is a cherry variety. It's called Black Cherry. I'm growing it in this grow bag here, and it seems to be doing very well. I just wanted to take a second here to talk about pruning. I see so many different videos online of different techniques and what people like to do, and you know, there's so many different ways you could prune a tomato plant, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's one way that you should do it, but I'm going to tell you how I like to do it, and you can decide how you want to do it yourself, right? So if we look at the plant here, we have the main stem, and we have some sun leaves, and then here we have what's called a sucker. Now it seems like recently there's a trend where you remove all the suckers on your tomato plants and single stem them. While this works in a greenhouse situation, in the home garden, I think it is limiting your harvest, because each one of these suckers will produce fruit. So you want to think about it as each time you leave one of these, you're almost doubling the amount of fruit you're going to get. Now it's not obviously always going to be the case. Sometimes when you leave too many suckers, the plant focuses too much on leaf growth and you get less fruit. So there's kind of a sweet spot there. For me, I find it's 2 or 3 stems. So for example, I would have my one main stem, and I would leave 2 suckers, and that would be 3 stems. And at that point, I'm still able to keep the plant nice and tidy, don't have too many leaves, definitely no leaves touching the soil or near the soil. I'm able to keep it a little bit more contained so there's good airflow, while also getting the benefits of having multiple stems and getting more fruit. I've tried single stemming before, and in my opinion, it limits your production drastically compared to having 2 or 3 stems. Anything more than that, in my opinion, is a little bit too wild. and you increase your chance of disease by having too many leaves and not enough airflow. I've done that before in the past where I just haven't pruned anything, and although I got a lot of tomatoes, I also got a lot of other issues. So yeah, this is just my way of doing things, and yeah, I hope you enjoy.